Okay, I've got 10 o'clock, so the convention of the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs will please come to order. We're going through this. Please mute yourself if you have something to say, or if you're called on for something, unmute and let me know. But as I said a few minutes ago, this has been a labor of love, and I really appreciate Joanne with all of this. It's one thing to be chairman of a convention when you're in person. It's another thing to be chairman of a convention and learning new technology such as Zoom and hosting it at the same time. So Joanne, I really appreciate all that you've done to make this meeting today possible. We're going to begin, and it may be out of order for the way we normally do following Roberts. If I leave something out, let me know. Can be prone to that happening at times, so feel free to correct me if needed. We will begin with our invocation by Geneva Hunt, followed by she will lead us in the pledge to the flag. And immediately after the pledge to the flag, Nancy Lee Martin of the Pamunkey River Garden Club and the Richmond Designers Guild will sing the first verse of the Star Spangled Banner. So Geneva.
Good morning, everybody. And Madam President, we're so glad you're with us. Let us pray. Thank you, Lord, for permitting us to come together by Zoom to conduct our state garden club business. Be with our president as she presides. Be with us all who represent their district. We pray we will soon be able to meet in person, as we have missed the fellowship with our garden club friends through our own state. We pray in your name. Amen. Yes. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America, and to the republic for which
it stands,
one nation
under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Ready for a song?
Yes.
Ready for a song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, when so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Right now, what I'm seeing is 68 participants. Wow. I know we've got 69 because Geneva and Loy are together. I didn't see any other screens that had two people in them. If there are any, let me know.
That should be correct, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. I'm pleased with that turnout, with everything else we've got going on, trying to make it through this year. The committee, and I didn't pull last year's minutes, the committee for last year's convention approval of minutes did approve those minutes, and they got distributed right after that. Well, it was 2 years ago was the last one that we had. If there are no objections, your president appoints Lizzie Mann, Sally Harrison, and Patsy Cameron. I hope all three of you are on, to approve the minutes of today's meeting. I know Patsy is on. I see her. Lizzie, are you on? Lizzie Mann?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
on.
okay. And Sally Harrison, are you on?
I'm on.
Okay, all right. Our next business in order is the report of offices, starting with the president. Okay.
Did you want Geneva to do the memorial?
Oh, thank you. That's what I said. I need help sometimes. Yes, at this point, and I had it written down. At this point, Geneva Hunt will conduct a memorial service for members of VFGC that we have lost during the past, actually 2 years, since we couldn't do it last year. So, Geneva.
The lighted candle is lit in commemoration. Let us pause to remember these members in Blue Ridge, Piedmont, Shenandoah, South Central, Southwest, and Tidewater. May their memory remind us as a bright light to inspire us to continue with the steadfast loyalty of our goals of achieving beauty in our environment through plants and flowers. Let us pray. Our eternal God, we have remembered the ones who have passed into your garden of love, but whose memories linger with us. Give us strength so that we may fulfill the hopes and dreams of our friends, our beloved Garden Club members who have marched before us to the heavenly kingdom. Grant to us thy stillness and thy peace to bring us into harmony with thy will. May we remember the hours they have spent here on earth among us. Help us to come to know that your love and care for us is eternal. Amen.
Thank you. Very nice. We chose not to list all of them. Unfortunately, have we been reading our ODG, we have seen in the past 2 years a number of people mentioned that we've lost during that time. So that was why we chose not to name all of them, and but we will miss them all. Our next business in order, I think, is the report of offices, starting with your president's report. Some of you have heard parts of this as I visited with your districts by Zoom. Others have not. What a year we've had. But let's go back to April 1st, 2019, the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs installation of offices. 2 years ago, 2 short years ago. That night, I remarked with our installation that since we were being installed on April Fool's Day, that we would probably be in for a fun and different 2 years. It definitely was different. Little did I know how different it would be. Our theme, today's actions pave the pathways of tomorrow, have really taken on a second meaning. The intention was predominantly concentrate on future generations and how we react and treat our environment and teach our youth and young children. But actually, I think we are showing them one other way of how our actions can pave the pathway ahead, because we have adapted to this technology called Zoom. And I'm grateful for all of the members and for the officers of this organization in more ways than I ever thought I could be. Many of you know, 2 months into the administration, I was diagnosed with cancer and began treatments, and which were successful. But much of that time, I had to depend on the various officers and members of the club, of the organization, to carry on for me when I could not do. And for that, I'm very grateful. Then came February and March 2020, and this thing called COVID-19, which we had never heard of until then. Meetings and conventions were having to be canceled due to the pandemic. However, many of our members have found a variety of ways to continue. Now, back a year ago, most of us probably had not heard of Zoom. I personally had not heard of Zoom as a technology. When I heard Zoom, I'm thinking of little toddlers, boys and girls, with their little car going zoom, zoom, zoom across the room with it. Little did I know it would become part of our daily lives to communicate with groups. Our main fundraisers could still be carried out even without having that personal contact, because we did not actually order items and try to sell them when we couldn't meet, couldn't get person on person with others. The first year, first part of the term, we did the no bake sale, which pretty much most, if not all of you, supported very generously. Thank you. What we did with that, for those that may not have been in on it, you decided what you were going to spend to make something for a bake sale. And then you don't bake it, but you give the money it would have cost to your treasurer, who then in turn turned it over to the project's chairman of VFGC. The second year of our administration, we have had a virtual plant sale. Again, you didn't buy the plants. You figured the cost of what you were going to buy, and you gave that check to your club treasurer, who sent one check for the entire club on that. In exchange for that, each district, whatever was contributed through that district, received 10% of the proceeds that we had. So it became a win-win situation for all of us, since fundraising really was not easy during the past 2 years. Our 2020 convention, as were the other levels of Garden Club, were canceled. We didn't know about the Zoom and how to handle that. So we just canceled it. So at least I'm so glad that we have so many of you tuned in and participating in the 2021 convention. We've held several state board meetings by Zoom, as well as some of the committee meetings by Zoom. And some of our districts have been holding this spring their general meetings by Zoom. We are hoping that this virus, this pandemic, will subside and that we'll be able to meet in person during the upcoming year. Until that time, I wish everyone good health. It's been a pleasure, albeit different, serving the members of the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs as your president. And one last word, be careful when you schedule an installation on April Fool's Day. Thank you.
My report will be filed. I have other things to say later.
Later, okay. Just wanted to make sure you have.
No problem.
Okay. Lisa, is Lisa on?
Yes,
You're on. Do you have a report?
my report will be filed and the Finance Committee has no recommendations at this time.
Okay, thank you. The third vice president, I have not heard an update after hearing that Ruth had gone to a rehab facility. If somebody would like to update her, if anybody knows anything, if she's improving, hopefully.
Mary Sue, this is
Yes.
Val. She's still in the rehab center and things are not good. She's fading. She has long-term memory, but not short-term memory. And her family is able to visit now, but no one else. So she's still in the rehab. And
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure she would appreciate cards from all of us. She's been through a long haul this year.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Treasurer.
The treasurer's report has been sent out to everyone. I hope you've had a chance to review it.
Your report will be filed. Recording Secretary Grace, do you have anything to report?
Mary Sue, I do not have anything at the moment. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. And I had asked our district presidents if they would give a brief, like 2-minute report on what's been taking place in their district or what is planned. So is Hazel on?
Yes, I'm on. Thank you.
Okay, can you give us a brief report from Blue Ridge District as president?
Good morning, Madam President. Our true character is not demonstrated by how we handle Plan A, but how we handle Plan B. I commend all of our garden clubs on how well they've handled many Plan Bs. Several clubs celebrated milestone anniversaries. One club celebrated 75 years of service to their community. Sadly, one club has disbanded. We will miss those 7 members, but truly appreciate their years of service to the district. A beautiful Blue Star Memorial dedication service was held. The marker is placed on Mill Mountain overlooking the which will be the destination of the 2022 VFGC convention. The Blue Ridge District supported the Penny Pines program with the contributions to purchase 14 plantations. We received a VFGC First Place Blue Ribbon Award for VFGC Life memberships. Recognizing the contributions of all of our first responders, clubs found ways to thank them for their tireless effort to serve the community. Flower arrangements were presented to rescue squads and police departments. Care packages of essential items such as masks, hand sanitizers, and lotion were presented to hospital personnel. Due to meeting restrictions, clubs held tours of member gardens and Zoom meetings. With the lifting of COVID restrictions, some clubs are once again holding in-person meetings. We've stayed connected with our quarterly publication of the Blue Ridge District, the Blue Ridge Digest. Some fundraisers were canceled, but clubs were able to make contributions to the No Bake Sale, the virtual plant sale, to support the VFGC President's Project. This, of course, when Brenda McManaway, as a president, meetings in person, and many exciting programs. It's been an honor to serve Blue Ridge District President. Thank you.
Joanne, do you have a brief report from?
Well, as a district, we've not had Zoom meetings primarily due to our size. We typically have about 250 members attend our meetings. And also, if I must confess, due to my discomfort with Zoom, but I have learned so much in putting together this convention. But we have used our newsletter, Footprints, to keep our clubs together and to share our stories. Many clubs have been meeting in different ways, either by experimenting with Zoom, some have, in person by social distancing, field trips, and other creative ways. But I want to share one club's activities that clearly stands out, and that is the Sleepy Hollow Garden Club. That club created a cookbook inspired by Mary Sue's No Bake Sale. And at Christmas time, the club did not have their traditional holiday party because of Zoom, but rather a few of the members tied the books with festive holiday ribbons and hand delivered the books to all of the members of their club. My thanks and admiration go out to our club presidents for managing through this difficult year, and they are the true leaders in Piedmont.
Okay, Shenandoah, Amy Thorpe, are you on? Can you give us a brief report from Shenandoah? Thank you.
But with this unprecedented time we have endured, I want to say how amazing that our board members and our club presidents and members, and of course VFGC, have all been. With only a brief pause last spring, clubs were back committed to our community work and scholarships and began Zoom meetings, cocktail gatherings, and programs. I'm thrilled to say that so many clubs in Shenandoah continued without pause. Shenandoah held its first Zoom district meeting this spring, was very successful with a full quorum. We installed our new officers for the 2021-2023 term and had 2 highly informative programs. Shenandoah is also looking forward to completing the installation of a Blue Star Memorial at Luray Caverns in Luray, Virginia, as soon as Luray is ready to move forward with renovation to their memorial garden. We had 2 other Blue Star installations this past term. In Charlottesville and in Warrenton. And once again, this president just wants to thank the board, the club presidents, all members, and VFGC for the efforts put forward to make this a productive and successful year. Thank you.
Thank you. Southwest, Lizzie Mann.
April showers bring May flowers. Well, maybe June flowers, as freezing temperatures and icy strong winds descended upon our region after weeks of warm weather and sunshine. Southwest District clubs are not deterred by mere weather fluctuations, as we have persevered the challenges of 2020. We have learned how adaptive we are to any challenges thrown our way. Our members tackled the technical challenges of learning the internet and using Zoom to participate in club and district meetings, assembled outdoors for meetings and town plannings, dressed in heavy coats, blankets, and masks while social distancing, while others remained indoor activities following proper protocols, all for their common love of gardening and community outreach. Our larger clubs kept in touch via email and social media websites, sharing floral designs, horticulture, and other gardening tips. What a resourceful and persistent group of gardeners we are. So the cold weather can easily be handled as we simply reschedule our garden tours, plant swaps, etc., and focus more on cleaning up our garden beds and planning activities for normal days ahead. We will focus on the promise of spring for a brighter and healthier future of gardening events with each other and within our communities. The promise of reconnecting with each other after months of social and geographical isolation. The promise of knowing how resilient we are as individuals and as a group in the face of adversity. I am proud and honored to be a member of VFGC and look forward to continuing to serve as Southwest District President for the next 2 years with my adapted theme of just winging it, soaring to greater heights in gardening. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, Tidewater District, Patsy Cameron.
Madam President, in the last months of this administration, as we've all noted, we have experienced unusual, unexpected, and unprecedented times. Events and meetings that have been planned have not been held. So we've learned to move out of our comfort zone and have virtual meetings by Zoom. We have recently experienced a great loss with the passing of our friend and board member, Betsy Edwards. Betsy was a very active chairman of several committees, notably the Flower Show Schools chairman and our district's Flower Show chairman. So Betsy leaves big shoes to fill and will be greatly missed. Last month, I accepted an invitation to attend the Williamsburg Area Council and the James City County Arbor Day ceremony. This was held at an elementary school where they first began their Arbor Day celebrations 51 years ago. I was excited to accept and attend a live, in-person outdoor event. That was the first. Our last in-person event for the district had been back in January of 2020, the Flower Show, which was part of the expo at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. In the past 2 years, this administration, our district board members were able to meet in person 3 times and by Zoom once in 2021. Of the 4 planned general meetings for our district, only one of those was possible in person in October of 2019. So our final meeting and the second meeting was a virtual general meeting successfully held last month, thanks to our Zoom hostess, Mary Sue Floyd. Our fabulous fundraiser, Divas and Designs, is now scheduled for April 21st, 2022 at the Colonial Heritage Clubhouse in Williamsburg. I forget if that's been rescheduled 3 times or 4 times, but anyway, we're going to do it. Finally, I would like to encourage everyone to get out in your garden and in your yard and plant more native. Let's make our world a better place for all, including our wildlife and especially the birds, bees, and butterflies. So plant natives, hop to it. Thank you.
Our next business in order is the report, any chairman report. And I'm holding the awards report until we finish these others. Do we have, well, I know we have at least one chairman report right off. Yes, Loy.
I'm going to be reporting for Penny Pines.
Okay, go ahead with that.
Thank you. Joy is going to see a grandbaby get baptized, I believe. So we're going to miss her today. Last year, we had a grand total of 61 Penny Pine Plantation donations. I think this is wonderful with the COVID virus limitation of meeting times. VFGC has had 23 Penny Pine Plantation donations so far this year. And I think she had a yippee in there. Some were from December, but they were tallied and counted as January. She wishes us all the best. Take care and be safe. Joy Poole.
Thank you. Do we have other chairmen that need to? Yes, Val. Unmute.
I just wanted to mention, Madam President, I wanted to mention about the Flower Show School.
Okay.
As Patsy mentioned, it was a heartbreaking news to hear about Betsy, but we are persevering. I am continuing with the chairmanship at least through course one or most of course one, and then Frances Thrash has graciously said that she will become the Flower Show School chairman. Course one is September 13th through the 16th, this coming fall, with Frances being an instructor and Jan Griffin from Florida. Course two will be in Waynesboro, Virginia, and that's February 28th through March 3rd. And we have one instructor for sure, that's Judy Benz, and 99% sure, Darlene Newell. So Frances, fortunately, that's working out too. But anyway, it's a go, and it will be advertised shortly in the ODG, the web, and mailed out to other districts and judges' councils. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have others? Barbara Hollister, did you want to say a few words briefly about the Blue Star?
Yes, briefly they are. Good morning. I just want to call your attention to, and some of this was already in the Old Dominion Gardener, but in the last 2 years, we had a notice that there was an increase in the price of the Blue Star Memorial markers. There was a change in ordering the Blue Star Memorial markers that we found out and was posted a little on the late side, but we did get it, and we will certainly follow a protocol with that. That was also placed in the Old Dominion Gardener. And I've recently learned that at this time, Virginia Department of Transportation are not allowing any more placement of signs at the wayside rest stops, at our rest stops, so like on I-95. We have in the works, or we have had with Piedmont District, the refurbishing of one marker. It has been replaced, and we were hoping to have a rededication. And of course, because of the pandemic, that hasn't taken place. We're in the process right now, working on having another one refurbished. And this is at the War Memorial off of Belvedere Street in the city of Richmond. And that in itself has made for some complications. So just stay tuned for that. And we look forward to having more Blue Star Memorial markers in the future. And thank you for those that have participated with the Blue Star Memorial. Thank you.
Do we have other reports?
Mary Sue, this is Joanne.
Yes.
I would like to say a few words about Fine Arts and Flowers.
Yes.
Okay. Fine Arts and Flowers is coming back this year. Yoo-hoo! As you can see, the dates are October 20th through the 24th here in Richmond at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. Virginia Federation will have 40 designers, and the Garden Club of Virginia likewise will have 40 designers, and Icabana of Richmond, first this year, will have 5 people participating. There will be luncheons, there will be fashion shows, there will be keynote speakers, lots of fun things to do. The ticketed events will go on sale beginning May 1st, and they sell out very, very quickly. So I would advise that you go to the Virginia Museum website on May 1st to sign up for any of the events that you would like to participate in. But by all means, do mark your calendars from October 20th through the 24th. And as you know, the exhibition is free and open to the public. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have others?
I'm Mary. So
Yes.
I'd like to just say it's Marty Bowers,
Yes.
Landscape Design School. We're trying to set up a in-person landscape design school in October of 2021. Unfortunately, Lewis Ginter, our preferred venue for having the school, is not available. They cannot commit to anything even in the fall. So we're exploring other venues, trying to find something that we can afford in Richmond because it's kind of centrally located. But we're trying to get this ready to go in the ODG. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have others?
Mary, perhaps Mary Owen would like to speak more about this, but we are planning a live convention in 2022. Joanne McNabb and I are working on this, but I'm sure Mary may have more to say about it. But the dates are May 1st through the 3rd, 2022. It'll be here in Richmond. We're working with the Hilton again to have this. We're hoping to have a beautiful live convention with all the bells and whistles. I just please mark your calendars for May 1st through the 3rd, 2022.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have other reports? Okay, then we will move to the awards committee. I did not call on her for a general report because she is going to be telling us all about the awards that we've won. So, where are you?
Morning. It's Heidi.
There's Heidi. I couldn't find you on my screen. Nope. Okay, Heidi Sage is has been our awards chairman for the past 2 years. I think more than that, but during this administration, and she has worked really, really hard. So Heidi, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Madam President, Chairman, and club members. As your awards chairman, I want to begin by congratulating the amazing 30 clubs who earned awards for their projects and their publications in 2020. I will be reading a list of all the awards earned, 67 of them, which is not as interesting as the PowerPoints of the previous years, but this is a different year. The list will be posted on the VFGC website later today and also sent out to all the club presidents. The certificates, checks, and point score sheets will be mailed to the club presidents soon. You are asked to cash these checks by the end of May when our fiscal year closes. Next, I want to acknowledge and thank first my Vice Chairman, Mitzi Cassidy, and our 6th District Awards Chairman. For Blue Ridge, that would be Patty Smith, Piedmont, Joanne Wallace, Shenandoah, Denise Kuski, South Central, Luann Dumminger, who's also their president, Southwest, Andrea Meter, Tidewater, Loy Holt. And thanks to all of them for being willing to continue. Finally, the list of the awards, beginning with those earned by the districts themselves. Now, this list is organized by award categories and not by districts. So you will need to listen closely for your district and club to be named. Starting with those district awards, all 6 districts participated. The first award is the district newsletter, beginning with districts with fewer than 900 members. The first place goes to the Blue Ridge District. The next category is districts with over 900 members. That would be blue for Shenandoah and red for Piedmont. Next category is the posters. And this year they are all Woodsy Owl celebrating his 50th birthday. First place goes to Shenandoah District. The next category is the Penny Pines. And again, Shenandoah District sold the most plantations. This is a reforestation project, partnering with the Forest Service. The last district award is the VFGC Life memberships. Excuse me. Those would be the most based on percentage of new members receiving those life memberships. Now I want to move on to the club awards, starting with conservation. The blue goes to Lake of the Woods. Then civic beautification and achievement. And again, you may earn an award for each size club. So we have 4 awards here. Small club is Newcastle. Medium would be Town and Country with a yellow. Large would be Lake of the Woods with a red. And an extra large for Salisbury with a blue. Next comes the community landscape design. Now this must include a designed landscape plan. First is Violet Bank. Second place, South Boston. And another second place is Lake of the Woods. Then the roadside beautification. The blue goes to Town and Country of Wise. Historic preservation, first place is for South Boston. The decoration of the historic building is the next award. It is very often decorating for the holidays. First place goes to Stanton River. Then the Horticulture Therapy Award, which is without a garden. The blue goes to the May Farm Garden Club of Kingston. Another blue to Rock Spring. And another blue to Salisbury. And then the Membership Award. This is for the club with the highest percentage increase of new members. A blue for Lynn Haven Heritage, a red for Roslyn Hills, a yellow for Boone's Mill, a blue for Powhatan, a red for Rappahannock, yellow for Midlothian, blue for Colonial Heritage, red for Middleburg, and moving on to the National Garden Week, a blue for Salisbury. Now the Special Achievement Award is a white rosette, not a blue ribbon, and that goes to Green Hills. The Vision of Beauty calendar sales, the same club won both varieties based on the total number of calendars sold and also the number of calendars per member, and that would be Westchester. Congratulations. And now the club that had the most Woodsy Owl posters, and that is Glasgow. Yay. And moving on to youth horticulture education, a blue for Seasons 4, a red for Green Hills, a blue for Thomas Jefferson, a blue for Salisbury. And publications, certainly a great category for a year without as many meetings. First comes the membership brochure category, a blue for Sleepy Hollow, a red for Green Meadow Point, a blue for Salisbury. And then for cookbooks, this was mentioned before, Sleepy Hollow published a fine cookbook, winning first place. In the category of all others, Sleepy Hollow also published, had a publication with their history, and blue for that. Also a blue for Salisbury. Another very popular category was the newsletter, particularly those of 3 to 12 pages. Lots of entries here. A blue for Westchester, a red for Cedar Run, a red for Green Meadow Point, a red for Hilliard Park, a blue for Madison, yay, a blue for Rock Spring, a blue for Salisbury. And then the club yearbooks. Now these earn top prize goes to the first place club, which earns an orange rosette. And the category of under 20 members, that orange rosette goes to Green Meadow Point. The red goes to Hilliard Park. The next category is for clubs with 20 to 29 members. First place rosette goes to Glen Burnie. And then the category of 30 to 44 members. The rosette goes to May Farm of Kingston. The red goes to Stonehenge. Another red to Town and Country of Wise. In the category of 100 to 299 members, the rosette goes to Salisbury. Granted, that is the only club in that category. Then we have the website. The blue goes to Rock Spring. For publicity press books, the red goes to Lake of the Woods. And that concludes the club awards listing. Now we have the youth awards and contests. Granted, they are sponsored by clubs. So for the Woodsy Owl poster contest, our first grade winner is Olivia Barker, sponsored by Glasgow. Then we have the second grade winner, Karen Smith, sponsored by Glasgow. Third grader, Cole Bergstresser, sponsored by Glasgow. Fourth grader, Harper Crow, sponsored by Merrifields. And fifth grader, Emma Messick, sponsored by Colonial. The last youth category is the Virginia Poetry Contest. Their theme was Exploring Backyard Mysteries. Third grader is Grace Abbott, sponsored by Cedar Run. And fifth grader, Liam Abbott, also sponsored by Cedar Run. And since I have just a few more minutes, and I have a hunch not all of you zoomed in on the South Atlantic Region Award winners, I'd like to list these for you all. In Community Beautification for an extra large club, Salisbury Garden Club won honorable mention. For Historic Preservation, our first place winner was South Boston Garden Club. And in Penny Pines, we, the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs, received first place. For a program without a slide, video, or PowerPoint, first place went to Sleepy Hollow. The website first place to Rock Spring. The first place for a medium-sized club with a yearbook, May Farm Garden Club. First place for an extra large garden club to Salisbury. And lastly, the publicity press book for a medium-sized club, honorable mention to the Chesapeake Bay Garden Clubs. Now, when you receive the listing, you'll also see all the donors, and I'm not going to read all their names, but I do wish to thank both clubs and individuals who donated so that those of you could receive your blue ribbon $20 checks, and not to mention your rosettes and other blue ribbons. So thank you all so much for participating, shall we say, under duress in this last year, and I so look forward to doing this in person with an exciting PowerPoint next year. Thank you all.
Thank you, Heidi, and she's done a wonderful job. Yes, some of you I see are clapping, has done a wonderful job as our awards chairman. And this year, particularly when we're all working under sort of a handicap, but the clubs have come through, the districts have come through, and Heidi has done a wonderful job. Thank you, Heidi. Our next business in order, I really don't want to call it business as such. And probably I should have Frances introduce her. She knows her a lot better. I would like to introduce our National Garden Club's president, Gay Austin, who will give us whatever remarks you want to bring us from NGC. And then we will do the installation of offices, Gay. So, Gay, it's all yours. Would everybody else please mute?
Thank you. Thank you, Mary Sue. I'm honored to be with your group today, and I'm glad to see that there's such a large number of Virginia Garden Club members participating with this meeting. As Mary Sue mentioned, we've had in May of 19, Mary Sue is newly installed president and myself as newly installed president, and 49 other state presidents. Had our plans in place for 2 years, had our calendars, had our meetings, and the health crisis pretty much told us, you're not in control of what you're going to do all the time. So as national president, I thought it was important, and it was sad in a way, but it was necessary to protect our members to pause and cancel some of our meetings, most of our meetings. But as garden club people who are used to sometimes having adverse situations, rose to the stage and decided to be in charge of this situation by changing and evolving into a new type of communication skills. I am not a techie person. I do emails. Now I can participate on Zooms very well, but it has been necessary, and we have continued to do things. National Garden Clubs through this 2 years has really strengthened because of what has happened through us, because we were forced to change. We were forced to move forward into technology that we didn't understand. When I look at things that have happened and what we've accomplished in the 2 years, just a couple of facts for you to know. We had over 160 Plan America applications last year. And with the COVID, we decided on the executive level that if clubs felt like they couldn't participate and use the money, that the ones that won, we gave out over $50,000 in 1 year, that we would either give them extensions or they could just give the money back. I think we had two groups that asked for extensions. The rest of the winners went ahead with their projects. They figured out a way to adapt to make sure that they could finish their good deeds in their communities. I was glad to hear, Heidi, the awards that you gave and listed those, even on the region level. On the national level, there were over 500 award submissions to the national chairman. At this time, within this week, I don't think they've been mailed yet. The award winners and all the submissions will be mailed to the state presidents for you to circulate at a later date at your convenience. But you might want to know who won. I don't know what you sent to the national for consideration. So on May 5th, which is just around the corner, and it will be on our NGC website until May 19th, you're going to be able to see all the awards that won. The actual certificates are being mailed, but we're going to list the awards on our website so that states may know how they were evaluated on the national level. If you choose to go to the website, this is not password protected. Just go gardenclub.org straight to the NGC, and there'll be directions on the homepage for you to find what you like. Because there are also going to be things in there about a virtual flower show, the Plan America recipients, the other grant winners from Ames and SPOMA, and our awards. So, take this opportunity to go look to see what our garden clubs on the national level have done and accomplished in this time of isolation. To those of you, Mary Sue, and your current board of directors and your officers, I want to thank you specifically. Mary Sue, you've had more challenges than a lot of us, but you're smiling and you're here today, and your state has accomplished wonderful things. And I appreciate your service and your leadership, and know that you're always going to be remembered. You and I both are always going to be remembered as the virtual presidents. I mean, it is what it is. People told me, several people said, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you." And I said, I'm not sorry. I think God put us in this position at this particular time because we're the people that can help NGC and our states grow. But thank you, Mary Sue, for everything that you've done for your organization. Thank you. So now we're going to look forward to the installation of the upcoming administration. And there are some familiar faces out there that are going to serve as leaders. And I'm glad to see them. One of them I'll talk about in just a minute, but I do want to challenge those people that are now about to be installed. You've accepted these positions and you do have a tremendous responsibility. We do, all of us, to continue the efforts that have been set in place. We are moving forward. And I think, you know, our pace is picking up. We're learning a little more. So I encourage you to continue what has been in place for you. Each position that I'm installing today is unique in a way, but similar because we're all garden club people. But I used as a theme birds. Because of where I live, I'm in Southwest Mississippi. My background are amaryllis are in full bloom right now down in my garden. And I wanted to bring, physically I can't come up to you, I wanted to bring part of my garden up to you. So enjoy my amaryllis for right now. We're going to start first with the president for the Virginia Federation of Garden Club, Mary Owen. I smile at her. I've seen her. I've known for a long time. She's well experienced. I think she might be recycled, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure, which is a good thing. But Mary today is being called a ruby-throated hummingbird. This is Mary. I'll get it right there in the front. This brilliant, tiny, precision-flying creature glitters like jewels in the full sun. Then it will vanish with a zip towards its next nectar source. Just as this tiny bird constantly beats its wings, your president's job is never done. From the beginning, as she announces her new state board, her job is never complete, because even then she will continue throughout this next 2 years representing Virginia on the state, region, and national levels. Mary, you're going to be the go-to person for all matters that come before the membership. And you will work, I know you will, work with the board of directors to make the best decisions for your state organization. Do you agree to serve as president of Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs, Mary?
Yes.
I know she's going to say yes. And I'm going to say Mary is probably a partner in crime years ago when she encouraged me and she said, "Oh, Gay, you can do this. You would be a great national president." So Mary, back at you. You're going to be a great president for Virginia. And it's good to see you. And I'm glad you're accepting this. Thank you. Okay, and we'll put him over here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I've noticed throughout the states, and I have my little birds have traveled around actually physically and digitally, but every state is set up a little different. And this is my first state to have district presidents. So I like this concept, and I do say this because 35 years ago when I joined a garden club, I was just a local member. I never felt I would go anywhere until I became my club president, and we are required as a club president to go to a district meeting. So your district leaders are the first contact for new members. So as I install these next presidents, consider that and remember that for every new face that walks into your meeting, go out of your way to welcome them and encourage them to come back, because that's how our members will grow. Brenda McManaway, hope that's correct, Blue Ridge president.
Yes, ma'am.
Brenda? Yes, ma'am. I've met you before also. You are this morning going to be a black-capped chickadee.
Okay.
They do. Okay. This little bird is well known for its curiosity about people in general, humans. They like to investigate them when they're close to their home. And they really look and are curious about everything in their territory where they live. This bird is known for hiding seeds and foods to eat later. And each item will be placed in a different spot. That's why you see them jumping around from place to place. They're either going to hide it or they're going to get it, to eat it. So just as this little chickadee can remember the hundreds of hiding spots, so can you as district president. As Brenda, you will watch over your district clubs with a close eye always willing to assist when needed, when and where you're needed. You accept this position as Blue Ridge president?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Yes. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sally Harrison. She's here. Sally?
Yes.
You, this morning, are representing a red-headed woodpecker, okay?
Yeah.
This little bird is so vividly marked, and he doesn't want to sing this morning. He's so boldly patterned, he's sometimes called a flying checkerboard. He is a fierce defender of his territory and also known to store its food and cover it with wood or bark. Just as you can hear a woodpecker in the wood announce its presence in the woods, your Piedmont president, Sally, will defend and assist her district club members in all matters. You accept this position as Piedmont president, Sally?
I do. Thank you.
Pat Carswell. Pat, this morning, you are being represented as a house wren. This small, familiar backyard bird is known for building several nests each spring before deciding where to settle. It's very energetic, and it's very energetic even in its songs when it sings. Okay? Once it's chosen its nesting spot, this small bird is confident that it's going to hatch a family and promote future generations of small, happy birds. Pat is charged to be energetic while serving as president of the Shenandoah District. Do you agree to serve in this position?
I do.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Lizzie Mann.
Yes.
Lizzie Mann. Lizzie, I loved your report. It was very, very well spoken. This morning, you are representing a little sparrow. Here he is. This little bird is very territorial, and it will aggressively protect its nesting area and its family. It is a spirited bird that symbolizes joy and protection. The sparrow symbolism shows how you can live a meaningful and peaceful life through friendship and caring for others. As district president, Lizzie, use your friendship to assist you in the clubs in the Southwest District. Do you agree to serve as president?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Great. Tidewater president. Got to get this little head fixed. Patsy Cameron. Patsy?
Yeah, here.
Hearing? This is the little top notch is kind of wilted this morning, but he has a top notch. You're a quail. You're a quail. You're a small bird with this made up that's the color of many shades of brown feathers. And it's this color because it helps it hide from its enemies and environmental threats. They tend to group together in little coveys for warmth and protection because they don't fly very well. Their handicap in flying forces them to be ground nesters. They are more often heard than seen, but that's not the case for you, Patsy, because you need to be both seen and heard as district president for Tidewater. So do you agree to serve as president for the Tidewater District?
Yes, I do.
Okay. See, he won't shut up. He's over there still chirping away. All right. Next, I'm going to install the district directors as a group. I hope that's okay. The Blue Ridge District has Linda Haberman and Hazel Vance. Piedmont District, Joanne McNabb and Diane Burgess. Shenandoah District, Carol Davis and Diane Bush. South Central District, Valerie Verkel. Southwest District, Barbara Smith, Violet Neal. And Tidewater District, Frances Thrash and Loy Holt. You as a group this morning are represented by a blue jay. We know this bird. It's familiar to most of us. Okay, it's quiet now. They are known for their intelligence in complex social systems with tight family bonds. Like the Blue Jay, the directors have a strong connection with our family of Garden Club members. You are charged to encourage, promote, and protect these clubs so they will grow as members. Do each of you accept the position as district director?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
As I mentioned earlier, to me, the district directors are the first contact with new members. So I encourage you to reach out to these people that could potentially be in leadership roles for Garden Club. Now, I finished with all the birds for this morning, and each one is a little different, as I just mentioned. But they have one thing in common, and that is that at some point in time, they all go to their nest. So as volunteer Garden Club members, we are very different, but we're very similar. I'm going to show you this one last little grouping. I did make this for you. Oh, a couple are flying from the coop, from the nest. Here is a big pink nest with all your little birds together, okay? So all your birds are nested together, and you as Garden Club members are nesting together. Garden Club members, as I just said, have many interests together. They are dedicated for the protection and beauty of our world through our many worthwhile projects. The Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs has members, clubs, districts, and state volunteers scattered throughout your unique geographical areas. These dedicated people give their time and talent by serving as leaders in both this organization and their communities. Thank you to each of these members for volunteering to fill the roles to make your garden club a successful, thriving group. As E.E. Cummings once wrote, I would rather learn from one bird how to sing than to teach 10,000 stars how not to dance. With these leaders just mentioned and Mary Owen's role as president, I know the future will be filled with songs of praise as you beautify and protect the state of Virginia. As installing officer, I now announce you as all officially being installed. Congratulations, and again, thank you.
Hi, Gay. Loy
yes.
Holt, a proud member of the Berkeley Garden Club, Tidewater District, and the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs. I am so happy to honor Gay L. Austin today with a life membership in the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs, Inc. We hope you will enjoy wearing this pin, in which it's hand painted and it's a symbol of your life membership. Your life membership represents a donation given to the VFGC in your name to our scholarship fund, and your name is recorded in a permanent book housed in our Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs state headquarters in Richmond. Your life member number is 7469. I am so happy to present this to you, albeit virtually. Thank you for representing the National Garden Club as our president during the past 2 years. The pin will go in the mail tomorrow with a few other little trinkets as a thank you for attending our first ever virtual state convention. Thank you again.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you. I do believe in scholarships. That's our future we invest in. So thank you for that. Thank you.
And at this time, Mary, let me see if I
That's okay. We're
hope you get to wear it more than I did.
That's
but
sweet.
I present to you at this time our state medallion, and I will meet up with you during the early summer, because there's no way I'm going to mail this, and those of you who have seen it up close know why I'm not going to put that and trust the mail service. So here is your badge of honor to be worn for this entire administration. Wear it proudly as you represent of the Virginia Federation of Garden Clubs.
Well, thank you, Mary Sue, and I will wear it proudly. But I have a little bit of business to take care of for you, because you've been a special president for us through these very, very challenging times. I'd like to present to you, as we have, can I see me? Is going to be your past president's pin. I would love to pin it on you, but can't do it right now. We will do that this summer. And also the fact, as just a small mention of our gratification, we've all gotten together, and you mentioned that you wanted to have a gift certificate or a gift card from Home Depot, because every time you would use that card and everything would grow, you would think of all the memories that you'd made with VFGC. So we as a group have put together a gift card at Home Depot for you to go do whatever makes you happy and makes you smile. Plant, grow, or buy, whatever makes the best, but I'm sure you'll put it to good use and hopefully make many memories that you can think of us when you see them bloom. So thank you, Mary Sue, for all your time and all your dedication through times that we all wondered if we were going to make it. And you certainly proved that stamina and perseverance will hold. So thank you, Mary Sue, for everything. And thank you for the help that you've given me in preparing.
Well, thank you. And I thank all of the board members and all of the club members for the help and support that you have shown during the past 2 years, even with the hardships that we've had, whether it's personal hardships or just logistic at times, but we have made it through. And so I look forward to serving with you on your board for the upcoming 2 years.
Well, thank you, Mary Sue. And I thank Madam President for the installation, but I'd like to add a few more people to my list that to be installed, which will be Val Story, Kathy Ward, Grace Morris, and Amy Gable Thorpe, who will be our next executive board for the coming year. And without their help, this administration will not be successful. So thank you, VFGC, and thank you, Madam President. I'm excited and honored to have the opportunity to be your president. When you have the chance to work with competent and generous people, it sets the bar very high, but makes it challenging. Even though we're digging through some uncharted times and non-traditional approaches, I think the sun's beginning to shine. And as I see it, we have 2 objectives for the next couple years. One is to dig into action with VFGC. Get back into doing what we do best. Yes, dig into action is our theme for this administration. It's time to do it. And I think a few of you have already seen that. Secondly, it's to increase visibility of VFGC, to make sure our works are seen and our organization is recognized, to take pride in who and what we do. That's VFGC pride. We all know that VFGC is a multifaceted organization. We have focuses so varied that every one of you has a place to dig in, to accomplish and give back our communities and world through VFGC. From floral design, landscape design, penny pines, litter, garden therapy, seniors, kids, scholarships, grants. We have an organizational structure in place to engage each of you. Everyone has a path to contribute. And I've spoken to many of you already about plans to dig in and make a difference. Let's do this and spread some VFGC pride. I'd like to give you a little update on what we're doing, what we're hoping to accomplish. We've been working to develop programs that highlight several of our existing chairmanships and to explore new ways to better communicate to our members and general public. For example, our new ODG editor has already been working to add her own touch, refreshing the magazine. She's making sure that we disseminate all the necessary information and, of course, promoting members and clubs to contribute. However, with an ultimate goal of making it a periodical with more special interest stories and articles, and to keep us up to date to the moment with the latest digging news between our ODG summer, fall, winter, spring publications. We're introducing a completely new electronic flash. You will be meeting Rooted, the newsletter, a newsy little addition to help keep our board and club members and club presidents in the know with reminders and breaking news. That will occur 4 times a year. Now, has anyone visited our new website yet? It allows us to add new resources for everyone, like today's convention programs. Please visit and let us know what you think. It only has one secure section. Can anyone guess what the new password might be? Well, the username is Garden Club, and the password dig, DIGIN 2, numeral 2, action. Who would have thought? Anyway, we're doing some more digging. Excuse me, just a minute. I'm dry. Thanks. We're doing some more digging right into Flower Show School 1 this fall, September 13 through 16, 2021. 4 Points, Sheraton Airport, Richmond. It's going to follow our fall board meeting on the 13th that Val already told you about. To highlight this momentous event of actually meeting in person, we're having a flower show on that Monday as well. Its name will be VFGC Falls into Place. The show, of course, is open to everyone, so plan now to either participate or attend. Also, mark your calendar for another date. The next convention, which was mentioned earlier, once again is May 1 through 3, 2022 at the Richmond Hilton Short Pump. And I'd be negligent if I didn't mention a symposium is in the works for early 2022. Remember, I mentioned that VFGC Pride. It's very important to me. Visibility is a significant component to a successful organization. We're hoping to place another Blue Star Memorial as my president's project at a statewide location. As was mentioned, our first attempts were at the entrances of Virginia Way signs, but VDOT refused. So our next attempt is requesting a marker at Lewis Skinner. We've done the preliminary work, our fingers are crossed, and we're hoping for an agreement. Funding this project, this administration is challenging each of you to show VFGC pride. Here is our logo. It's not only a logo, it's a decal that can go on anything visible to the public. I have mine on the back window of my car. We're a great organization. We're not visible enough to the public. We can each do our part to begin to change that. That decal is only $3 each or 2 for $5, and I'm sure hopefully they're going to go for fast. We do good things, so let's show VFGC pride. Now, I know you've all heard about Garden Week. Well, we have National Garden Week, and I say we show our pride. My big thing is Garden Week gets too much publicity, and National Garden Week does not. So there are many, many special events and happenings that our members put on in honor of our National Garden Week. That's so, and so many of them go unnoticed. You work too hard on the events and projects to let them go not tagged with VFGC. That kind of behavior has got to stop. Plans are in motion for a VFGC yard sign extravaganza during National Garden Week in 2022. Start planning now. It's time we're recognized for all the good works we do. And along with the same line of thought, VFGC logo signage boards will be available to clubs and counties with entry sign billboards. Please let me know if you're interested. Another very significant program that is so relevant to today is our litter prevention recycling. We can all do more for our environment. I'm working with Trex Deck for a recycling program for the collection of plastic bags. We receive credit for the poundage of plastic, and in turn are receiving park-like benches made from recycled materials. This has many possibilities for clubs. It can be an individual club project or a goal to receive a bench. We're showing our pride and doing our part for the environment. Well, why not do something for us? Wouldn't it be nice to make some new memories, especially since we've been deprived with COVID? Preliminary plans are in the works for a trip in 2023 to the Philadelphia Flower Show. Of course, this will be contingent on interest. However, I plan to go, and I hope you will too. And don't forget, take pride in the fact that we are part of the largest volunteer gardening organization in the world, NGC, whose theme is Plant America, Play Outside. I've talked about many possibilities of showing VFGC pride and digging into action, but it would only be an idea if each of you were not a contributing partner. I've experienced a willingness and generosity from chairman and members that assures me that we can meet the challenges of digging into action and making sure our works are seen. Let's dig in and get it done. Thank you very much. And I look forward to working with everybody on these challenging activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to the upcoming administration and working with you as our leader.
Thank you.
I'm going to backtrack. Nobody called me on the fact that we didn't do new business or business as such. We need to approve the budget, and we need to elect the officers that were installed. I totally skipped over that. I'm sorry. But at this point, I will call on, who was that? Chairman, Anna. As chairman of the nominating committee, Anna, would you present the motion from the nominating committee?
For secretary, Amy Gable Thorpe. Treasurer, Claudia Cosby. Third vice president, Grace Morris. Second vice president, Kathy Ward. First vice president, Valerie Story.
Okay, are there additional, I'm going to take this as a group if you will pardon me on that. Are there additional nominations from the floor for any of those 5 positions? Okay, hearing none, I will call for a vote. All of those in favor of the slate as was read, raise your hand right in front of your face so we can see you. Okay, all of those voting no, raise your hand. It looks like the ayes have it, and these 5 people have been elected to serve with the, she was president-elect, will be president at the end of National Convention. And the other business that we must approve is a budget. If we want to work with our organization next year, we got to have a budget to work with. So Kathy, which one of you, Kathy or Lisa, is presenting the budget?
The budget was presented to the executive committee and the board of directors. So I don't think it comes directly from me anymore. I think now it comes from your secretary.
Wasn't it sent out to everyone with the finance report?
Yes.
Okay, then that would actually come from the treasurer now. Mainly, are there questions concerning the budget? And I appreciate the work that has gone into when you're trying to put together a budget for a year that you hope is going back to normal, and you've got figures that are not normal. It was not an easy job to be done. Are there questions about the budget? Then all of those in favor of accepting the budget as presented for 2021, 2022, raise your hand in front of your face. Okay. Okay, those opposed, raise your hand. Okay, I don't see any opposed at all. So the motion is carried unanimously, and we do have a budget to work with. So Mary, you do have a budget now for us to work on. Do we have any other comments? Do we have announcements that haven't been made? The only one I can think of right off is be sure to tune in to Zoom at least one more time this year. On May 20th is the Zoom National Convention. And I personally would like to see all of you, as well as the additional board members and club members, signing on for that meeting that day. I've seen the tentative agenda and it sounds very interesting. So mark that date down, May 20th at, am I right, 10 o'clock? Yay. Okay, at 10
o'clock Central Time. 10 o'clock Central Time.
10 o'clock
And a
Central,
link.
so that's 9
Yes.
o'clock our time. Okay, 9 o'clock our time, May 20th. Sign on to Zoom. As the information comes on, we'll be sure it gets shared. And now, next, Joanne will make some remarks telling us about our programs that we have planned. Some of you may have seen that and printed it out. So Joanne, let me turn that over to you.
Mary, did you want to mention something?
Yes, I did. I neglected to make everyone put in your calendar. There will be a post-convention board meeting, our first Zoom board meeting on May 5th at 10 a.m. You'll be receiving a couple reminders, but put it on your calendar for 10 a.m. And the meeting is targeted to last less than an hour. But I think we need to get together on a couple of the programs and projects that we have so we can go ahead and get started. Digging in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, well, this concludes the business meeting portion of our convention. Most of you should have received, with a copy of the agenda of the meeting, a second page that shows that we will have design and horticulture videos available on our new website in a couple of days. We need some time to be able to upload these videos. Also, it is my intention to upload a video of this meeting itself onto the new website so that those people who could not tune in today will have a chance to look at it at their leisure. We will have design videos. Hitomi Gilliam, she is probably known to a lot of you. She is a world-renowned floral designer. You may recall that she was the main presenter at a VFGC convention that we had a number of years ago in Charlottesville. She has made a video especially for this convention and especially for VFGC members. That will be posted on the website also. We have several videos from our own Frances Thrash that will be posted. And we will have some horticulture videos of interest for you as well. In addition to design and horticulture programs, we have shopping opportunities available for you too from our vendors. Two vendors, one is David Hergesheimer from Catalpa Lane Pottery. I think many of you probably know Dave, and especially to those VFGC designers who are going to be exhibiting in Fine Arts and Flowers, you may want to contact Dave to make a special container for you. He has also prepared for us a PowerPoint presentation of containers that he has already made and are ready for sale. Also, we will have a link to Bridget, Art by Bridget. Bridget Swepston, as we all know, makes beautiful metal sculptures for us to use in floral designs, and we will have a link to her new website, which she has developed just for Garden Club members. Okay, so all of this will be included in our convention program, and it will probably take, I'm just guessing, a couple of days to upload everything, and I will send out a link to the world when all of this is ready for viewing. But in the meantime, please look at our new website that is now up and running. Okay? So that's all I have to say, Mary Sue.
Okay. Does anyone else have any comments? Then I would like to say a special thanks to Gay Austin, our national president, for being with us and presenting our installation. Thank you very much, Gay. I look forward to seeing you at the national convention, seeing in quotes. But I thank you very much for joining us. And your amaryllis are beautiful. Again, I would like to thank Joanne for hosting this session. I'm not going to start through with naming everybody because I could name every single person, all 75, I think it was, that we have signed on, because without your support of VFGC, whether you are a state officer, whether you are a district or a club officer, whether you have still chosen to remain a club member and learn a little more about the organization, whatever part you play, without the club members and the club, the district boards, the state boards, these are what do it. I did nothing. I preside, hopefully in a manner that I should, but I cannot run this organization. No president does. It's the members. And without the members, we wouldn't have a garden club. We would disband. We don't ever want to see that happen. So thank you very much. And actually, we're a couple of minutes ahead of schedule. I'm not known for staying right on time schedules. So at this point, then, I will adjourn this convention. Sine die. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary Sue. Thanks.
Thank you. And hopefully I'll be seeing everybody by the end of the summer.
Thank you, Mary Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. No, I think it was very good. Not too many hitches, and as we've all said, it's a learning process with all of us. So if we try to look on the positive side rather than the negative, we've learned how to adjust. We are resilient, and terminology. So look on the positive side. Yes, we've had this pandemic that has kept us away from each other, but it has given us some positives at the same time. So thank you all very much. I am going to sign off. Lunch will be served at noon or any time thereafter. Lunch is the lunch of your choice of meal, your choice of time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Gary.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Bye.